Speaking of being back, Steph Curry sitting down to chat. Let's
That's
listen.
my dog.
Steph, obviously, there's another round to go here, but there's a lot of emotions. You guys are showing a lot of emotions after this one. Do you feel like this is a completion of something? I mean, obviously with another set of games here, but do you feel like this is some sort of a conclusion of a way back?
That's a little strong, but it is just a moment to reflect everything Draymond just said, but a moment to just reflect on what it took to get back here. The fact me, Clay, Draymond, from 2015 to now, 6 out of 8 years, having a chance to compete for, a championship. The feeling leaving 2019 finals and realizing we had been on an amazing journey and got hit with a lot of adversity and some speed bumps, but never lost the faith that we could get back here. So it's a fine line of just, again, reflecting and celebrating this moment for sure, because it's not, you can't take it for granted. Nothing's ever guaranteed. We understand how hard it is to win. We said that till we're blue in the face these last 2 years, but this is definitely special, and proud of everybody that is in that locker room, that came with it all year, and now we have an opportunity to go finish the job.
Steph, you obviously have a sense of NBA history with your dad. You guys are only the fourth franchise ever to make it to the final 6 times in 8 years, first since the Bulls in the 90s. I'm curious what that means to you, and also, is it different at all? I mean, there was a lot of super team chatters. Clay even mentioned that when KD was here. But to get back with this version of the team and with all you've been through the last 2 years, how does that sort of change the vibe, the way it feels?
I don't know. Everybody says, even the championships that you win, what was your favorite? Or, looking at every team that we were part of that got to this stage, there are things that kind of jump out that are good memories and, just amazing experiences that you went through. This one is very sweet just because of where we were in 2019. Obviously, Clay, KD going down during that playoff run, being so close to winning 3 in a row, and then again the adversity that you hit over the last 2 years. Like I said, we never lost the faith, but you understood how long or how hard of a process it was going to be to climb the mountain again. And to do it with this team, with guys that, like Wiggs and JP and, Belly and Otto and GP, guys that are amazing at buying into their roles and understanding how they can help us win, but hadn't been on this stage before. It's just amazing to see them blossom on this stage and find ways to impact winning, and then realize how much fun it is. So I think internally we all are extremely proud of what it took to get back here. And yeah, it's definitely sweet based on what we went through.
Jason Kidd called you the best conditioned athlete in the league at one point in the series. How important is that to your game, and how difficult is that to maintain your conditioning?
It's important because you try to be versatile and try to find different ways to put pressure on the defense, whether I have the ball in my hands, whether I'm running off screens, always being a threat. Just trying to wear the defense down. Whoever, just trying to check me for the majority of the game, just trying to wear them down a little bit, and understand that over 48, I'm gonna find some gravity that you can show on the floor, getting other guys' shots, getting off yourself, all that type of stuff, and then still have it on the defensive end to do my job. So it's hard in terms of the work that it takes all summer and every day throughout the year in terms of how you take care of your body and even as year 13, keep getting up there in years and miles that it's on my body. It's just a matter of the consistent work, but I love it. It's what I get paid to do, and it's how I know I can be effective. So I keep doing it.
Draymond has talked about just how difficult it is to win in the postseason and to have the amount of success you guys have had. I mean, what does it take to make it to 6 NBA Finals?
Just a DNA that you can't really teach in terms of everybody. I mean, the pieces fit first and foremost with our core and how we play and what we do, what makes us unique and different. But you have to have that competitive spirit and fire in a way that we just find ways to win games, especially in the playoffs when it matters the most. It's built on years and years and years of experience, and the chemistry that we've built, and the fact that, I mean, I can't remember what the number was, but since the 2019 finals, how many days it was that me, Clay, Draymond hadn't even played on the same court. But once we got healthy, we could pick up right where we left off and find a way to continue to get better through this playoff run, to peak at the right time. We talked about it at the beginning of the Denver series. Like, we had no clue really how it was going to shape out, but you can build off of the experience that we've had over the last 10 plus years, and it obviously showed. So that's a big part of it, just relying on that experience and the memories of what it takes to get back, or what it takes to win at this level.
Steph, Clay was saying Clay's a different guy as he returns back to this final as just a player and also as a man after all he's endured. And Draymond says he feels like he's the best he's been defensively just because he's smarter and the mental space he's in as he returns to the finals. I'm wondering for you, as you're back in the finals now for the first time since 2019, are you different in any ways than the last time you were there?
I mean, for sure. Life on and off the court. So this is another level, another sense of comfort, just what these experiences are like, dealing with the adrenaline and the nerves. Just being able to balance even just family life. I got, blessed to have kids that are, 9, 6, and 3. And when I was back in 14, 15 chasing those playoffs, just a different vibe in terms of everything that's going on in life. So it puts it all into perspective in terms of, the fact that where we are in our career, we're still playing at this high of a level, and not thinking too far ahead. We want to get the job done in the finals, but we still have a lot more in the tank. So it is a credit to all the work that we've put in, but just the fact that we've been on, together with Coach Kerr and the staff, and the identity that we've built as a team, continuing to buy into it, and it's continued to pay off.
Steph, similar question to what I asked Draymond, but like I said, last April after your season ended, you said you don't want to see us this year. When you said that season had just ended, you didn't know exactly the group that was going to be coming into this season, but what, made you kind of just issue that warning and have that kind of confidence that, this year you guys were going to be a problem for others?
Just the way that we finished last year, and that's that competitive spirit that we had something to build off of. We went 15-5 down the stretch. We lost 2 tough games in the play-in. Gave it everything we had. But wanted to, it was more just a message for us. It wasn't for anybody else. It was a message for us to stay locked on the opportunity that was coming our way, because we had built such good momentum finishing the year and reestablish what Warrior basketball was. And if we could, get things aligned, get some, some new pieces, and figure out how to start off the year right. That's exactly what we did. We were 18-2 at one point, and still had Clay coming, when he was ready. And obviously this year didn't go as planned, but I think the tone was set from those last 20 games last year that carried over and gave us so much confidence that we could be that team again. And you see the fruits of that labor, these last 5 weeks.
Steph, since you guys started this run, there have been a lot of teams put together seemingly to beat you guys. There's obviously been a lot of movement around the league in terms of superstars. How have you...
You're giving us too much credit right there. Ain't nobody was worried about us.
I think a lot of teams worried about you. How have you, Draymond and Clay, been able to keep your goals aligned? Like, how have you guys been able to kind of weather that and be on the same page all these years?
Again, just the trust that we all started from humble beginnings back in 2011, 12. Me and Clay and then Draymond. The first Denver series back in 2013, where we had no idea what the playoffs were like, and just came out and just started hooping and building up that presence on this stage. And every year keep coming back and putting ourselves in that conversation, and then finally get, across the finish line in 14 or in the 15 finals. But again, all the pieces fit, our personalities fit. There's so much trust in each other, but we are all just so competitive at the end of the day, and that's carried us. And I think the ability to set the table for pretty much anybody to come in and be a part of the fold and find their way and elevate their game and take that next step wherever they are in their career. I think we pride ourselves on that as more than what we do individually, because you got a lot of examples of guys that have been elsewhere and come here and found success, and to be able to do it on the biggest of stages. That's not easy to do. To your question, like a lot of pieces being moved around the league, it's not always a guarantee that it's going to work or it's going to fit or it's going to pay off. In terms of winning the games that matter, we've found a way to create that culture where it starts with us, but then everybody else gets to eat too, and I guess that's the fun part.
You just talked about the first playoff series you were in. I'm wondering how clear are your memories of those times? Is that like a fuzzy time that seems like a lifetime ago, or is it still very clear for you what that was like?
It's still very clear because it's like when kind of time stopped there where you kind of understand what real basketball is like. In the playoffs, and we were pups at the time, but that definitely, great memories of playing in Oracle, the Warrior chants 25 minutes before tip-off, and the haze in the building, if you know what I mean. So to know where we've come from, that year and everything that's happened since, I can pretty much drop myself into any series and know what it felt like. Because we rely on those experiences so much. So that's what it's about.
Is there any past experience that you felt was really similar to anything you're going through this year?
I mean, yes and no. I think just playing on the stage and understanding like how composed we were this whole time because of all the series that we've been in, especially how we compete and play and win on the road. But it's also different because it's a new cast of characters, and you have to find new ways to get it done. So, yes and no.
Steph, last year there was probably a measure of maybe individual satisfaction for you getting back to that MVP level after the injury year that you had. How difficult is it to hold yourself to a championship mindset as opposed to just getting back and being Stephen Curry and holding the franchise to that? And I guess, and secondly, how does it feel to actually win a postseason MVP trophy?
The first part, that's not hard. That's a daily standard that you hold yourself to. And the fact that everything is about putting yourself in a position to win, the personal accolades and stats and all that comes with it. And again, the way that we all gel and play as a team, it all works because that's the only intentions. So there's nothing hard about maintaining that as a focus and that being the motivation for me. Yeah, the new trophy is pretty cool, especially with who it's named after and the standard that Magic set in terms of being a champion and playing a point guard position and whatever else other position he played, and just the excellence that he demonstrated throughout his entire career. So definitely special. I appreciate the way the teammates celebrated with me, and like I said, that acknowledgement, 6 out of 8, and ability to play in another finals. I mean, what else could you want? So I'm excited about another opportunity to go get one.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the trophy, so I'll change the question. I did ask Draymond about being the guy who holds up the trophy. Did you want him to do that? And what do you think that signifies, that Draymond is the guy who gets the trophy, the team trophy?
Well, first, it was so cool to see Sean Livingston out there as our representative, knowing what he meant to our team over the course of that 5-year run, and him being a true champion. So that was dope just to see him out there celebrating with us and presenting the trophy to the team. But Draymond is a true leader and the understanding of the life and spirit behind everything that we do. I don't think anything was choreographed about that moment, but for him to be the first one to hold it up and let out that primal scream when he got it, just to acknowledge that we're back and we're here, it's pretty cool. And then to see Clay get lost in his emotions of everything he's been through and hear it from the crowd, like that was an amazing moment. So everything about it was perfect. And again, it's okay to celebrate this one and understand we still got work to do, but it's pretty damn good.